Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. Guys, remember I did that video with regards to
Tell me.
the
What made her tell
young
me?
lady. I'm sorry about that. I'll play it from the beginning. The young lady on
Keep on
TikTok,
receiving, which
and I'll list her channel in the description box as well as the other videos. But remember this particular video where this young lady right here in the picture found out that her best friend of 5 years really hated her. And you might say, well, how did she find that out? The best friend told her. I believe the Lord convicted this young lady to tell her this, to get her out of the way so she could move on with her life. And when you look at her TikTok, it seems like she got more brand deals and things started happening for her. So for anybody in 2025, I want people to understand that sometimes there are people around you that are not rooting for your best interest. They're not rooting for you to do well. They're not rooting for you to elevate, and they don't like you, and they wish bad things would happen to you. This is a testament to that. You know, sometimes people think, oh, well, she's just talking negative. Well, there's positive and negative in this world. And watching this succession of videos will help you to understand that there are people who really don't like you. And so this is the part where she talks about how her husband took this whole situation and what he went and did. Guys, let's just be very, very clear going into 2025 that there are people who wish the worst for you. And typically they're the people that are closest to you. Some people don't understand this. In this particular situation, it was kind of strange because the young lady did come and confess. A lot of times you're around these people, they won't say it, but you'll know it by their actions. You'll know it by what they say to you. And maybe not even that. You'll know it by how you feel. And you get these inclinations and nudging from the Lord that you go, something's just not right with this. And that's what happened with this young lady here. There were signs, there were red flags, but she kind of ignored them because she was like, well, why would this person feel that way about me? Watch this video, guys, and then I'll link all the other videos in succession so that way you can see them. And keep this in your head. If there are people around you who you really know in your heart and soul that really don't care for you, cut them. And when you go through her TikTok page, after she cut this young lady, she seemed to thrive and do so much better, even on TikTok with her content creation, traveling, and doing all sorts of things. The bad part about this situation was the young lady that she had to cut, that was her best friend. Well, he was a casualty caught in between. You see, her husband right here was friends with him, but he had to cut him as well. Know when to cut people. Don't invite them back into your lives. That's a lesson that I am taking into 2025. When people really show you who they are, believe them the first time. Let's go to the tape. And the husband is going to talk about
two comments that keep on receiving, which is, how did my husband react? He's right here. And then the other question is, what was it? Oh, what made her tell me? What made her tell me, what she said when we got on the phone was, this has been eating her alive. And what that is only a conviction of the Holy Spirit. So yep. I believe that God made her tell me so that I can do my job in prayer.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. How did my husband react? He's right here. He'll tell you.
I've been pissed off. You know, we are Christian, and sometimes it's rough taking the holy road, the road that pays you, obviously. But just, I was upset. I'm very protective over my wife. That's probably the only thing that I lose my religion over. Like, I'd fight somebody about her. And knowing that she was hurt me more. it's like you're grieving somebody that's alive.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it hurt. I was pissed. I am pissed, but so I think somebody asked if I said anything. Of course I did. I cut the relationship off.
Absolutely.
Immediately.
Yeah.
The husband didn't know either, so
yeah.
I told him I loved him. I also told her I loved her. Like,
that's right.
We want her to be delivered because that's witchcraft.
Wickedness.
So we want her to be delivered, but as far as trusting, that'll never happen again.
Absolutely.
You get fooled by somebody, shame on you, shame on them, but you can't get fooled again. So
cannot do it twice.
That's our stance. They won't be in our life again.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, her husband was just a
caught in the
innocent
crossfire.
bystander.
Yeah.
So,
yep.
So yeah, hopefully that answers your question.
So guys, that's the husband who was speaking on behalf of the situation when he found out that this young lady who had been in their life for 5 years, she was wishing she had a miscarriage. She was wishing that they were homeless, just wickedness and evilness. And just because you're a Christian doesn't mean that you have to be a fool. He basically said, I cut them out of our lives. We could never trust them again. And so when you encounter situations like that, you have to make a decision. The Lord was able to convict this young lady to tell on herself. A lot of times these evil, wicked people are around you and you don't even know that they feel this way about you. Something like this happened to me. I realized from listening to some recordings of 2 people who are supposed to be close to me, and they said some evil, vile, nasty things about me. And so because you're a Christian doesn't mean that you take the high road, you show respect. One of them said some really nasty, vulgar things in the text message to me. Did I respond back? I didn't. I'm moving on with my life. And when you leave these people alone, and he's talking about mourning, I'm not even mourning. I'm like, whatever. You end up doing so much better. And so this is a lesson to all of us. When people show you who they are, believe them. He didn't shuck and jive and go, well, the husband didn't do anything, so I'm just going to be friends with the husband. He cut them off totally and completely, because those 2 have become one flesh. So, and those other 2 have become one flesh. So he was like, no, I'm not dealing with none of y'all. Even though the husband was a casualty, he didn't even know that his wife was like that. He had no idea of who he really even got involved with. And the husband probably really lost a very, very good friend, but they were cut off completely. And sometimes, guys, you have to, because some people sometimes wish you harm. Her best friend, so-called, wanted her to miscarry, did not want her to get pregnant, was jealous of her, wanted her to be homeless, was thinking really mean, vile things. And these are things that we just can't ignore. We cannot act, and take the holy high road in a sense of being naive. Yes, you forgive them. And you don't have to go all in on them, but you just leave them alone completely. And when you leave these people alone, when they're not even in your thoughts, when they're not even on your phone, when you just don't even have no thoughts, let them say and do whatever they want, you move on to another level. Let me know what you think about this. I will link the other videos, part 1, 2, and 3 in the cards at the end of the video. But guys, we have to understand, don't be naive and think that everybody cares for you. This is a couple right here, did nothing to that woman, did nothing. She met her online, they befriended each other, they talked to each other, they both were married, and they became friends. And the person was hating her all along. This does happen. It really does. You can have somebody jealous of you and they just want you dead. But I'm glad the husband was wise. I'm glad he had discernment and was like, I'm not even keeping friendship with the husband. He's just a casualty. No can do. That's it. That's all. So guys, let me know what you think down in the comments. This is a lesson for us. Cut people when you have to cut them. Don't even hesitate. Yes, you go to God in prayer, but some things are just right there in your face, and there's nothing really to talk about, discuss, even go to therapy about. It's like, my God, you're done. We're done. You don't even have to worry about me even thinking about what's going on in your life. I pray for you. I wish you well, but this relationship is absolutely over. This could be with family. This was with friends. In their situation, it could be with anybody. When you find out that people are evil and wicked and plotting and scheming and leave these folks alone. Let me know what you think. 2025, we ain't taking none of these gutter snipes with us. Let them skullduggery ones dig the ditch that they're digging for you. They might as well dig one for themselves. All right, y'all. I'll see you on the next upload. Peace, and I'm out.